Open expression time. I'm Amy Welborn. Do we have to state our name and address?
Pardon me, yes. Yeah, you got your name, Amy, but your address?
3404 Shady Dell Boulevard, LaGrange. I'd like to point out I am not a resident adjacent to the proposed Lincoln project. I'm an old... Do what? Can't hear? Oh, sorry. I'd like to point out I am not a resident that lives next to the Lincoln project proposed data center, hyperscale data center. I am an Oldham Countyan. I've lived here 31 years, I think. We raised our kids here in public schools. And I'd like to point out that, Judge Vogel, you've mentioned a couple of times that we are Oldham County. It's just a small representation of our population of almost 70,000 residents.
When did I say that?
Nate, you were talking to Nate about
That's
that.
secondhand what you've heard.
Okay. Well, he's mentioned it on social media that we are being dismissed as a group that is not a large enough representation to be considered in this issue of hyperscale data centers. I'd like to point out some statistics. Oldham County has about 3,500 people in the social media closed group at this time. Statistics show that actually 2 to 3 times can be the population that represents somebody that's actively on social media is actually 2 to 3 times that. For example, you may have a spouse that doesn't do social media and you're having the conversations and looking through things, but you're not, one chooses to engage and one doesn't. Having a household of 5 people, I have 2 adults that live in my house that are children, and they are not super engaged on Facebook. They like TikTok. I want to point that out because that 3,500 actually is much larger. And I'd also like to point out that we are not your opposition. We elected you. Please listen to us. Please don't dismiss us. WHP and the powers that be have sold you on an economic development promise that, to me as a citizen, feels more like a used car salesman. You are our gatekeepers, and you have failed us by selling us out for industrial development. I could have lived anywhere between Louisville
Judge, I hadn't
and
been
Carrollton.
sold out of anything. I heard about this a month ago. I'm tired of people throwing accusations at us about things that we don't even know about. So continue
In what
on.
respect?
Okay,
You don't
wait
know
a minute.
about-
I know
Wait a
now,
minute.
but I haven't sold out a damn person in Oldham County, you included.
Well, I would like to point out,
Okay, wait a minute. I'm not going to allow anything other than one person at a time to speak, and we won't speak from the audience. We're going to maintain decorum here, and we'll let Amy finish what she wanted to speak. If the magistrate wanted to say something after everybody's finished, we'll have that at that point. But one speaker at a time. Go ahead.
thank you. Another statistic that I'd point out is Raise Your Voices, which is a very active social media site, did their largest poll ever on data centers in our county and found that 88% are completely against any data center in our county. Hyperscale, data center, however you want to paint the picture, they do not want heavy industrial being developed in our county. We choose to live in this county because of what it is. I could have lived in Louisville. I worked in Louisville. My husband worked in Carrollton. We could have lived up that way. We chose Oldham County for its demographics, for the way of life, and I feel that this project, just choosing to allow one to come into our county, is not a done deal. Once you have one, you've set the precedence, and we're going to get more because you've allowed one. And I know we've got a lot of meetings this week that are going to help us set the tone of what we want for what is a hyperscale data center.
Okay, that's 4 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, as far as I know, I've not taken one vote, yay or nay, to have anything to do with a data center yet, and I don't think anybody here on court has. I'm a civil structural engineer. I gather data, I gather input, I gather facts before I will make any kind of decision. I just want to let you all know that. And the insinuations that you all are implying, some of these gentlemen raised their voice, said the only thing we're interested in is money, the only thing we're interested in is power. That's not true.
Prove it. You can prove it.
I will vote my own decision on this when I gather the facts. And all the breastbeating and rebel rousing that you all do does nothing but actually turns me in the other direction.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
anybody, Magistrate Likins, you want to wind up?
Thank you, Judge. Just want to apologize to folks out there. I've been elected 5 times as magistrate for 20 years. I think that's the first time I've ever raised my voice, but it's because I felt my integrity was being questioned, and those are fighting words to me. This is a very short meeting for you all out there. It's an hour and a half today. We're in charge of the police, roads, jail, clerk, planning and zoning, 28 different boards that you come here for one specific subject. I just want to let you know there's a mass of things that we have to deal with as magistrates in here. And I'd just like to say this. A lot of people come tell us how bad our job is doing. You have my... Go out and run for magistrate next year and don't get... and then you can take all these things that we do. You're welcome to it. You can have my job. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not running again. So thank you very much.